All right, so everybody, once again, welcome back to the channel. I want to thank everybody that subscribed to my channel already, and I appreciate all the likes and the comments and the reposts. There's something I want to explain to all my subscribers and just anybody that's viewed my channel already. Um, the highlights I'm using for my videos, no, they're not my highlights. I do get them from other people's channels. Um, I am new to this YouTube thing, so not to make an excuse, I'm more than accountable, but I have been hit with a couple copyright claims recently, and that's okay. I wasn't really thinking it through all the way. Of course, once again, I did not try to steal anybody's highlights in a malicious way. I'm just using these different players' highlights to show the players that I'm covering. Not only am I talking about them, but I'm also showing what they could do by using the highlights. So you people that have not ever heard of these players or seen these players play, you get a chance to see what they were made of. Um, so for those fellow YouTubers that have, that I got the highlight reels from, I do want to say I apologize. I don't want you to take it the wrong way. I now know going forward that, of course, if I do use somebody's highlights, that I, of course, should tag them in it and give them their credit. Once again, I'm a little bit new to this, but you live and you learn, and that's okay. I'm accountable for that. I don't want anybody to think that I'm just trying to steal their work. It's not in that way. I'm just, there's no way for me to come up with my own highlight reels on my own. So I'm just using, just various highlights I can find. My main goal for my videos is just to educate people on players that came before our time. I've always been interested in that. I've been passionate about, just following basketball since I've been a young boy. This is always something I wanted to do. And I like to put great positive energy out there. So, of course, just to start off this video, I wanted to explain myself and let, people know where I'm coming from. And that I'm not trying to, take other people's work and try to mix it in with my own and just get credit for that. The credit I want is just what my main purpose of my videos is for. And that's just to educate people. The highlights are just part of it because, it's just something I like to use to add on to the videos as well, as I explained earlier. So I just wanted to get that off my chest from the jump before I get into the video. Of course, for you brothers and sisters that don't know, this picture you're looking at here is a player by the name of Clyde Drexler, all-time great shooting guard. So I wanted to say all that before I got into this video about him. Now that I said that, hopefully my point and my message has gotten across to those who had any issues with that. And, as I continue to go forward and learn as I go along, I'm going to try my best to go about doing things the right way. All right, so let's dive right in. So for those of you who don't know a whole lot about Clyde the Glide Drexler, he was a phenomenal player, and of course he gets his nickname because of his amazing athleticism as well. Clyde the Glide. He could dunk over anybody. And of course he doesn't get remembered as much as he should probably because he played during the same time as Michael Jordan and played the same position. But he was a phenomenal player, as I stated already. He was a player that came into the NBA in 1983, and his career lasted all the way till 1998. And in that 15-year span, he made 10 All-Star games. He was a perennial All-Star. He was on the All-NBA team 5 times. And he made the first team 1 time, which was the 92 season, which was the season he came in second to Michael Jordan in the MVP voting. He was named one of the 50 greatest players in 1996. And both the Portland Trailblazers and the Houston Rockets retired his jersey number, as well as his college team, the University of Houston. And it's ironic because he played with Hakeem Olajuwon in college for Houston, and he also was able to play with him in the NBA as well. And of course, when he played in Houston in college with Hakeem Olajuwon, they did not win. They got to the Final Four both seasons he was there, and they lost to the eventual champions, the North Carolina Tar Heels, which had Michael Jordan on that team. And then, of course, the next season they lost in the championship game to North Carolina State before he entered into the NBA draft. And he was able to help bring the Portland Trail Blazers to multiple championship appearances in 1990 and 1992. Of course, they just ran into two of the greatest teams of all time. That would be the 1990 Bad Boy Pistons team, led by Isaiah Thomas, even though Clyde Drexler had a very good series. If I'm not mistaken, I think he averaged 26 to 27 points per game and shot the ball extremely well. He got them far, but of course they couldn't get over that hump against that team. That Detroit Pistons team, was an all-time great team. And then in 92, well, actually in 91, they had the number one seed in their conference, but they got beat by the Lakers in 91, led by Magic Johnson. They were able to defeat the Portland Trail Blazers in, I think, 6 games. And then in 92, of course, Magic Johnson retired after that year. And then in 92, they were the top seed again. And as I stated before, Clyde was second in the MVP voting behind Michael Jordan. And him and Michael Jordan had a great rivalry at that shooting guard position. They were fighting to see who would be the top dog at that position and the top dog of the league. Clyde gave Michael Jordan, a good run when he was at his best. Of course, he got outplayed in the finals by Michael Jordan, and they lost to the Bulls in 6 games. And after that, Clyde Drexler didn't make any more finals appearances until he joined up with Hakeem Olajuwon. The Rockets had won the championship in 94, but the next year they were struggling. They didn't come back the next year as one of the top teams. They still had the same team for the most part. But, they weren't playing the same. They didn't get off to the best start. And they were able to bring on Clyde to assist them, to give them a boost, to finish the season strong. I think he played not even half the season with them, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe the last 30 games. And come playoff time, they were the 6th seed, but they made a run all the way to the finals. And they were able to win, and Clyde was the missing piece that they needed to, bring home back-to-back championships. And Clyde played a few more seasons there. He finished his career with the Houston Rockets. They never made another finals appearance. They came close in 97, but they lost to the Utah Jazz with, of course, John Stockton and Karl Malone. And that was the year they also brought on Charles Barkley. They tried to form a super team. That was the team of that era that, looked as if it was a super team with Hakeem, Charles Barkley, and Clyde Drexler. Of course, they were all a bit older, and they were never able to get the job done. But with that being said, Clyde Drexler was an all-time great player. In my opinion, I believe he is a top 5 shooting guard in NBA history. And to me, he was kind of sort of like the Dwayne Wade of his era. Like if Kobe Bryant was the best shooting guard of his era. If he was like the closest thing to Michael Jordan of his era, then Clyde was like the Dwayne Wade of his era. That's how I view Clyde Drexler. So once again, this is just another player that I wanted to cover and highlight to show, what he could do, how great of a player he was. A lot of people don't know. And that's just the main goal of my videos. Just to cover players that you didn't know about too much before. And hopefully after watching my videos, you learned a lot. And before the video ends, of course, I want to say I do not own the rights to these highlights that I have planned in the video. I got this from a YouTuber by the name of Wetagua. Of course, I'll put his name in the description as well. Shout out to you. That was a great highlight reel that you were able to put together of Clyde Drexler. Good stuff right there. All glory be to God. Everybody have a blessed day. Thank you again.